Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live. Today, we're talking about learning how to honor your schedule. If you are an entrepreneur, a dreamer, or just a productive individual that has a lot of things to take care of in their day to day, and you're struggling with keeping a strict schedule or just keeping a schedule in general, I'm just giving out a couple of tips that have helped me. So, the first tip is to have a schedule that is either written down, tracked. I prefer both, like have an electronic schedule, and then you can have like a weekly or a daily schedule. For example, for me, today is Friday, so I do have a list of schedule. I have check go live. I have 5 to 6 lives videos, and then I have training my team. I have a podcast. I have to finish prepping a couple of things for my Soft Girl Sunday, and then I got to check my status and pay bills. So these are my responsibilities for the month of Friday. Doesn't sound as exciting, but having a daily list of things that you need to achieve from your weekly schedule, it does help. Another thing is paying attention to technology usage. If you are on technology, if you are on social media, making sure that it is productive. Productivity does not always equate to working. Sometimes productivity just means, looking at some fun DIY videos, learning how to make something different. But what's non productive is consuming content that does not pour into you. It does not make you feel motivated, inspired, happy, things that are productive. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to your intake because it can be like one of your worst enemies if you don't have the right content going into your brain. The next thing is when you are using social media, make sure that you have a cap, a limit. There should be a capacity that you are your full capacity or whatever that capacity is. It needs to already be set. Like I can only be on my phone for X amount of minutes a day or X amount of hours a day. I can only watch TV for X amount of hours a week. You don't have to set an exact number, but like you can even have set days. For example, for me, I don't watch TV on the weekends. I already have my technology. I feel like that's overboard to be working on technology. And then when I take my break, I might want to watch something on YouTube. So also having the TV, that's a bit much. I can't have too much. That's going to increase my intake, and I can't do that. And even the stuff that I watch is stuff that is like business related, healing related, growth related content. Now, don't get me wrong, I do have sometimes where I just want to watch a thriller or comedy, but just understanding that, or a drama. I love watching judges and stuff like that, but just understanding that there has to be a limit at which you're willing to take in this stuff and this technology. That's very important. I would say getting off social media, getting off your phone, turning your phone on D&D. If you have kids or responsibilities that don't allow you to turn your phone on D&D, then turn it off to everyone else, but to them, keep it on. Their school, people that you know are going to call you for emergencies, keep it on, but communicate to all of your friends and family that, hey, I'm about to get into a work mode. Only call if it's an emergency. I have my phone on D&D. You're one of the few people that can get through because I have to work on this. So please only call if it's an emergency. Once I'm done, I'll send a message so you can know. Something along those lines. But you got to start creating those boundaries for yourself so you can be more productive. If you don't, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be trying to cater to everyone, and you're going to be wasting your time in conversations that don't bring money to your pocket and don't bring growth to your life. I love my friends, my family, everybody. But there comes a time when you get on phone calls with people and you start to realize the conversation isn't going anywhere productive that's going to help you get to the next level. It's okay to laugh and kiki and, y'all have y'all's moments and whatnot, but don't do that all day, and don't make that the highlight of your day. That needs to be like maybe a way you reward yourself after a long week or, after a long day, whatever your frequency is, because I don't want to tell somebody else how frequently they should do it. But these are things that contribute to the productivity of your work. Being on the phone, being on the technology, maybe schedule a break in between your day where you can go and check your phone to say hello to people, to do a phone call. But after that 20, 30, 60 minutes is up, get off the phone and get back to work. Other things we can do to help our productivity is we can have a you can have a notebook with a list of all the things that you want to achieve for the month or for the week, and then just go and scratch them off one by one as you get them done. The last tip that I'm going to give is you want to have a scheduler, and you want to schedule everything that you're doing into that scheduler. So, like if you're going to the gym before you start work, put it in the schedule. If you want to go out with your friends on the weekend, put it in the schedule. If you have somebody that wants to talk business with you, put it in the schedule. If you're doing a meetup, if you're doing a networking event, add it to your schedule so that you can have a place where this is what was scheduled today. I'm not saying that you have to live your life off the schedule, because you can cancel stuff, you can change things. But if you're struggling with keeping your schedule together, you may need to get in on the reins a little bit. Try that and see if that will help you. And then also, you may want to consider that your scheduling might not be as traditional as the average scheduling system. So, if you're someone that doesn't do well with these schedules, but you know you have to get certain things done, okay, get your notebook, like I said, make the list of things that you need to complete for the day, and then just go through them like that without a time stamp on them. Just say, I know I got to get all these things done by today, and do that for your entire week, because that may also help your productivity, not having to put a time stamp on everything. That may help you. So, those are just a few little tips and pointers that I would give to help you with honoring your schedule and being more productive in that process. But my most important tip that I want to just highlight is everybody's different. So you got to find what works for you, even if it's not the traditional way of doing things. But as long as at the end of the day, you fulfill the task that you were supposed to fulfill, you get things done, that's what's going to be most important. And most importantly, you take care of yourself in the process. But thank you so much for watching. I'll be back so we can talk about some more business or life conversations. And I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. Bye bye.